2024, we had so many goals that we did not achieve. Same thing in 2023. But 2025 is going to be different. Why? Because in the 2 previous years, we have lessons that we have learned that are going to make sure that we crush it in 2025. Let's talk about it. So the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to set goals based on an effort in hopes of an outcome, right? We are not just going to set outcome-based goals. Now, what does this mean? This means that if I say I want 10,000 subscribers by this time next year, that is an outcome-based goal. I have no control over the outcome of my efforts, right? But what I do have control over is my efforts, and I can hope for an outcome that I'm looking for, right? So if I say that I want a 6-pack next year, that is an outcome-based goal, right? But if I say that from next year I want to start training consistently 5 days a week, right? We have to be specific with our goals. 5 days a week, right? And I want to have this training split and eat this way in hopes that by the end of it, I will have a 6-pack, right? Then that is an effort-based goal, right? In hopes of an outcome. Because one thing that I've realized is that when we set outcome-based goals, right, without having a clearly defined effort, sometimes we end the year off with no goals achieved, but we also don't have like a track record of the effort that we have put in, right? But if we set goals based on the effort is the goal, not the outcome. The effort is the goal, right? If you set goals based on an effort, then you know by the end of the year, if you did not reach a desired outcome, then at least you put in the effort that you thought was needed in order for you to get to that outcome, right? And if so, that effort was not the one that you needed, you can start re-evaluating properly and seeing what you can change. Does that make sense? So from next year, what we are going to do is that we are setting goals based on effort. Only effort in hopes of an outcome, right? So when you write your goals down, you are going to say, I want to produce 100 videos, each video better than the previous video, in hopes of getting 10,000 subscribers next year, right? I am going to train for the handstand, right? Like this, every single day, 5 days a week, in hopes to hold the handstand for this long. You know what I'm saying? I am going to study this much price action, right, in hopes that I get a model, right, next year, right? I am going to work this much at my job in hopes that I get this certain promotion next year. We do not have control over the outcome. But if we can base our goals off the effort, then when we reach the effort, then we have achieved the goal that we set for ourselves. The only time that we can say that we failed for the year is when we did not reach the effort that we set. The second thing that we're going to implement this year is that we are going to separate our productive time from our recovery time. Now, the biggest mistake that I've made this year is that I just wanted to grind all day, every day, on weekends, at night, grind, because I thought that if I don't take a break, then I'll never get there, or if I do take a break, then I'm just delaying my progress. And bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, that made me hate the grind. Every single day when I woke up, I felt like not going on my charts. I felt like just being like, I hate this thing, you know. And this is something that I love. That's one thing that is quite shocking, is that I love what I'm doing, right? I love pursuing the career that I'm pursuing. But I hated it because I just wanted to grind all day, every day, with no break. Whenever somebody wanted me to go out with them, I would always like make an excuse, or always try to hang out with them by letting them be part of my daily routine. But it's not me hanging out with them, it's just me being on the grind, right? So I really did not want to take any breaks, right? And so much so that I had something I call a brownout. Now, there's a difference between a brownout and a burnout, right? I learned it from this other book called Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do, right? A brownout is when you are tired, right? When you are tired and you need to recover, right? You need to recover for maybe that day, or maybe like those few hours where you shouldn't work anymore, because if you work, you won't have your productive, the most productive work, right? A burnout is when you now are just tired to the point where you've even passed your brownout and you just want to give up, right? And sometimes we want to give up on this thing because we don't want to take a break and reevaluate and let our mind refresh, right? And we just get too tired and too annoyed and too frustrated that we just want to give up. But if we take breaks in between, right, then we can recover and go back and tackle the challenges that come with whatever you are doing. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to separate our recovery time from our productive time. Right? When we are productive, we are going to be productive to the fullest, no distraction, putting in that deep work. Right? But the moment we recover, we should not have anything to do with whatever we want to pursue. Right? Recovery time is when you are just chilling, right? And you are doing something outside of what you've set as a goal this year or next year, right? That's recovery time. You're gonna need that time to refresh. Trust me, guys, this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. If you try to sprint this, you're gonna get too tired too quickly. The third thing that we're gonna do is that we are going to hold ourselves accountable. We are going to buy a journal, and every single day we are going to write our daily goals down. This is something that I've been doing for 3 years now. By the end of 2024, it will be 3 years now. I started in 2021, and I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the best ways to hold yourself accountable, right? There are no days where you're gonna be like, I'm not going to the gym because I don't feel like it. No, we are not going to do that next year, right? There are no days where I don't feel like doing the work. There are no days where you're going to do that, right? That is the reason we have designated day offs so we can recover. But if it's not your recovery day, you are not taking a break, you are working. That's what we're going to do, right? You need to make a decision right now that you are going to achieve your goals. You are going to put in the effort that is needed to get to where you want to be, right? The effort that you think you need to get to where you want to be, that's what you're going to do, right? If you need to surround yourself with the proper people, you need to hold yourself accountable if you are too shy to do so, right? If you are too shy to approach that entrepreneur who could invest in your business, or if you are too shy to ask your boss for a raise, not your boss for a raise, right? If you are too shy to take that trade, too afraid to take that trade, and it ended up being the biggest trade in the year, right? If that is you, you need to hold yourself accountable to that. And that would be the reason why you did not achieve it. It's not because life is unfair, woe is me, I don't achieve even if I try. We're not going to have that today. I mean, this year, next year, we're not going to have that. We are going to work hard. We are going we are going to put in the effort. We are going to put in the work because we are winners. That's what we are. We are going to win next year. No matter what the circumstances are, we are going to put the effort in. That's what we're doing next year. The last point is the most important, but also the most difficult for me. Okay. Let's get into it. We are going to block out all distractions during our productivity time, right? On our productivity time, we do not want our phone next to us, right? We do not want to check what is going on where with who, right? We do not want to answer people's calls if it's not an emergency, right? People need to know that around this time and this time, I am busy doing this, right? We are not going to get distracted this year. If you have a girlfriend, let her know that this is the time that me and you are not going to talk, right? If you call me around this time, expect me not to answer your call, right? But if so happens that you call me after that time, then me and you can talk for whenever, whatever. On these days, I am off limits. On these days, I won't be found by anyone. I'll be sitting in my room, I'll be sitting in my office, I'll be sitting wherever, and I'll be just grinding. We can't afford no distractions this year, right? Distractions have held us off a lot this year. You know what I'm saying? That's what distractions have done. YouTube, right? Watching entertainment on YouTube, scrolling on the phone, bro. Those things right now need to be gone. We don't need them anymore. We don't want them in our lives anymore. Now it's just a pure grind, right? We're going to do all of that once we are done grinding for the day, right? Which, let me just add in another point, which is a bonus point, right? The fifth one is be patient, right? And I'm not saying be patient as in take your time and do the work that you're supposed to do slowly. I'm not saying that, right? What I mean when I say be patient, right? I mean that do the work that you need to for today and focus on today only, right? If you have done everything that you need to for today, right, leave the work, do what you need to do for tomorrow. Because if you try to have the whole week's worth of work today, you are going to tire yourself out, right? A lot of people say burnout doesn't exist. Who are you to get burnout? Guys, we are human beings. We are human beings. I want you to understand that we are human beings and we are going to get tired. If you don't allow your body that time to rest voluntarily, it's going to rest itself involuntarily when it's the most inconvenient for you. So be patient, do what you need to do for today, focus on today, right? Don't look far ahead in the future, right? Don't look far ahead in the future saying that if I don't work now or if I don't do extra, wada. No, don't do that. Do what you need to do for today, do what you need to do for tomorrow, do what you need to do for the next day. These things compound. It's the compound effect, right? If you understand compound interest, Einstein says it's the eighth wonder of the world. You know what I'm saying? So even in the work that you do, compound interest will play out at the end of the day. You know, so don't try to do everything today. Don't do that, right? And last but not leastly, like I said, the previous point is we are going to block out all distractions. That is the video for today, guys. I hope you guys took value from this, and I know if you follow these, we are going to crush 2025. I would love to see all your testimonies after you've crushed 2025 by the end of the year, and we're going to rejoice together. I believe in you. Keep pushing, keep grinding. We are all going to make it. Meet you at the top. Let's go.